Hello and welcome to another edition of Alien Investigations. I'm your host Steven, and we got a great show for you tonight. I got with me from the great state of Illinois, Dave Meyer.
Hey, how you doing?
Dave Meyer, who in addition to being a fan of the game since day one, also has the distinction of going toe-to-toe with Mr. David May, not once, not twice, but thrice.
3 times.
And if you don't know who David May is, for those of you who might
turn
be
this off.
yeah, turn it off for one. So David May, for those of you who are not aware, is alpha playtester and who has worked basically in every rung of USPC in the time that the year and a half that the X-Files Collectible Card Game was in production. And of those 3 games, Dave Meyer, you have been successful in besting Dave May in one of those 3.
In one of those games, yes. It was the other 2 were actually not as bad as I thought they would be. I thought it was pretty close. It was the best of 3. So he won one, I won one, and he won the last one. So we just were playing around at GenCon. So I don't know if he remembers that. He probably played with a lot of people that time, but yeah, it was definitely one of the highlights that I got to play with him, and I did a pretty good job against him. So I'll take 1 out of 3 any day.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Were the stakes for that best out of 3, the winner gets the alien hat?
No, no. Actually, it was not for the winner on that. He just had the alien hat all the time. So no, for me, he was just giving away ultra rares like they were candy. So it's like, here, like no one's so rare. And like, you need one? Here's a second one. All right. It's like, hey, you need this one. All right. All right. Well, you need another deep throat because you can't just play with one. So yeah. So that's how they paid us. He paid me in ultra rares for sticking around and being an awkward 20-something and just demoing him for one Saturday and Sunday, one day in '97. So
excellent. So I know we've talked about this at length prior to recording, but you, in the course of playing Mr. May in those best of 3, you used, if I'm not mistaken, 3 different decks.
No, we used the same one. Yeah, we used the same one. So, and he used the same one too, and it was the weirdest deck I had ever seen. It was just all a bunch of random little Joes, and they just bum rushed every site. You couldn't stop most of them. You threw an adversary out there. You go, okay, I lose one guy. I still finish the site. Your adversary's dead. Oh, here's an X. Here's this evasive maneuver. I was like, oh, come on. You gotta stop there. He would just burn through his cards. Like, I don't care about this. Deep throat, burn, deep throat. He'd do some crazy, crazy stuff. And it worked for him. It worked for him. He knows the game inside and out.
That he does. But another thing you told me is that the decks that you have unearthed after a 20-plus year span are unchanged. So the decks that you have, one of which we are playing with, is from 24 years ago.
I broke this out of mothballs to play this game. When I found I found Mike and Matt and their goofy YouTube channel, and all of a sudden stumbled across the Facebook page, Dax's Facebook page. I'm like, they're playing still, and then all of a sudden I started seeing the videos, and I'm like, okay, I gotta. And then I broke them out of the mothballs because they'd been sitting in my basement for 20 some odd years, pretty much untouched, other than a few times I've tried to teach my wife. But yes, this is the deck, and actually this is the deck that came in second in the Nationals in '97. So, yeah.
That means pressure's on for me.
I'm an old man, so it'll take a little bit to learn. So, like I said, some of these cards are going to be a surprise to me as much as they are to you. So,
but it's a battle-tested deck we're working with. And pray tell, was this the deck that you had used in your games against Mr. May, or is that one of the other six?
This one. Yeah, this is the one.
This is the one.
Yeah, number two is, like I said, it's spotty. It's one of those ones where if it clicks, it's pretty devastating. If it doesn't, it could catastrophically fail. That officially is my speed deck. That is one of the decks that you basically send a single agent to a single site, and you send as many sites as you can. You basically have a 50% site ratio in that deck. And it's just, you put so many sites out there that you know that you're going to go to a site.
Your opponent's not going to be able to stop them all. You'll get
it's a war of attrition. It's a war of attrition. If I can ask 3 questions before you can ask one, that's, even if you kill one of my guys, like, hey, he'll heal up, he'll be back.
Man, that's it. This is a strategy that I have up to this point not encountered, so that might be.
But this is not that deck. This is not that deck. Because
this is you're talking. That's deck 2.
That is deck 2. This is deck number 1. This is the one that I started. The first one I started when I started playing my buddy Mike, and when we started playing, is like, this is the deck that I wanted, and all I did is I kept building upon it until I went to the tournament. Until I went to 97 GenCon. When I went into the tournament, it did really well. And so I'm not changing it. And all I did is, I guess at that point, is threw a couple ultra rares in it. A couple. I've got a couple other cards in here that you might like too, but you'll have to see if they ever pop up.
We'll have to see. It's 102 cards. Is that correct?
Yeah, 102, 103. Yeah.
You heard that, folks. I will be squaring off with a deck that has at one time bested Mr. Dave May, and he is a lurker, so I don't know if he will ever come across this video. We'll see.
I don't know. You probably wouldn't even remember me. It's been a long time. I put on an other person. I was a skinny 25-year-old when I first saw him. I am now a rather robust 49-year-old. So, and
interestingly, he looks like basically the same. He doesn't look like the beard maybe a little longer.
His beard grew, and he wears a different hat now.
Why don't we go ahead and introduce the agents who will be squaring off against one another tonight? Dave, why don't you do the honors? Tell us who we're working with this evening.
Well, first of all, we're starting off with everyone's favorite, Albert Hosteen.
Of course.
Everyone loves Albert Hosteen. And of course, with the good of Albert Hosteen, you need the bad of Alex Krychek, because Krychek, he's like the little bonus of him adding the conspiracy pool versus the RP. That is just, it's sometimes you just need a little bit of bad to temper out the good. Then of course, Fox Mulder, staple of this deck, just because.
Absolutely.
And then, strange enough, the one that I never see in any of the decks I ever watch you guys play, I have played with Angela White, Fox Mulder's on-again, off-again girlfriend from, I can't even recall the episodes because I'm so old.
CCG.
Yes. I wouldn't have known it even if I knew it, because I wouldn't have said that. But yes, but her downfall is, of course, if she teams up with Mulder, she bumps up a couple of stats. Looks like evidence or occult investigation and criminal investigation, but the behavioral and observation take a -1 dive. So what do you got out there?
So who is on my team? Well, Fox Mulder, our battle-tested, tried and true favorite, and joining him is Agent Tom Colton, Agent Karen Kosov, Dr. Charles Burke, and last but not least, Detective Manners, who I'd be remiss not to have in any of my games, because, again, he's got the access to the witnesses that I need should a adversary rear its ugly head in my direction. I got Manners for that. Or I can call forth the resource card, because I love my resource cards. I got tons of resource cards in here. I like making good use of those.
You are a creature of habit.
Yeah, I am, but I'm actually starting to break away. Like, this is the first time I've ever played a game with Colton. I like that he's got 2 res, but his skills are just kind of a little too varied and not really particularly strong in one skill. He's the only 4 RP agent who has 2 res, and he's got a couple of each in long and close range combat. So again, should I come across some adversaries, especially like Patnick, who subtracts 1 from each source, I'm going to be relying on Colton for that, because he'll at least be able to contribute a little bit to that. And of course, I'm hoping he might be able to pay for some of the cards that I specially included.
I mean, in all honesty, I do have a little bit of an advantage here, knowing that I've seen multiple episodes or multiple recordings of this. So I've seen you play. And so I know a little bit. So I'm kind of metaing it a little bit.
Know thine enemy.
But then again, I have done nothing to this deck in 20 years. This is a beer and pretzels game. If I'm not drinking beer while playing this, I'm doing something wrong. So,
I've got my X-File here, and
I have mine right here. Hiding underneath my Dave May I Play for Hell Money card here.
Right there. You see it? See that, folks? That is a Hell Money badge from GenCon 97?
97, yep.
97.
And what we'll do is we'll like to spice this up a little bit. We'll throw a couple bucks on there, too.
There we go. Well, I'm afraid I don't have any Hell Money to ante up on my end, I'm afraid.
That's okay. I'll just take a no until Paranoid. We'll be fine.
There we go. All right. Friendly game we got going on here.
Yes, we do.
So with that, why don't we draw our 7, and then
right.
We'll determine who's going to be going first. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Dave,
yes,
I have here 2 custom tokens. If you pull this one, the one with the X.
Yep.
If you pull that one, you're going to start off as the investigating player. Should you pull this one, you will start off as the conspiracy player.
Sounds good.
Which hand's it going to be?
Left.
Left.
Your left. It's not stage left. Hey, there we go. Apparently
and
I'm starting, huh?
We'll be starting off as the investigating player.
Oh, I don't know if I like that yet. I wanted to I had some decent stuff in my head.
You pulled the hand, so
I did. Okay,
did.
so first of all, let's get the first card here, and then we'll start going. There's that first card to start off the game.
Right.
And then I will go ahead and start some resource generation here. Here we go. We're going to get 1 for white. We're going to get 1 for hosting. I am going to take the 2 for Krychek as resource for right now. And then we will go ahead. And you can go ahead and... I don't think I'm going to... Well, actually, I do have to take 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I will take 2 for Mulder, and that will be it.
I will be selling 3 cards. Misclassified Case for 5. That is one of the ultra rares.
Oh!
Yeah.
Sell it an ultra rare. Shame.
Yeah. I'll be selling the Mini 14 assault rifle for 4, and the Thinker for 5, for a total of, was that 14?
Yes, I think so.
5, 5, and 4. 14.
5, 5, and 4 is 14.
Yep. So of that 14, I'm gonna buy. Let's go with 6 cards, and then I'm going to add 8 to my conspiracy pool, which will take it up to 13. Back to you.
Alrighty. Let's see.
Healing phase.
Healing phase. No one's healing right now.
No one's healing.
Injured.
Inaugural round.
Requisition. What are we going to do with requisition?
On the other hand,
I don't know. You know what? I've never been an equipment guy. No requisition for me.
No requisition.
Yes, let's send them out. Because nobody wants to stay at home. They like going out in the field. The field is a fun place to be. You get to have per diem. It's great. It's like people like going out there in the field.
We go to case assignment.
I do go to case assignment.
Where are we heading?
Looks like UFO wreckage, Townsend, Wisconsin. We're going to send out there. That's an alien investigation 5 or a bureaucracy 5. Guess what I'm using?
I got a pretty safe bet on that one, yeah.
And it does a motive or result.
Motive or result. All right.
And then I will pay for that. How about that? Because, like I said, been
a one-site investigation this time. All right.
But I do have a question for you.
What's that?
Albert Hosting does want to see.
He does? All right.
Yeah, you have too much. You have too much in your... So Albert Hosting, your little green pill.
Oh, yeah.
Come back over here first.
All right, so I'm going to show you the RP cards first.
Gotcha.
I have 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬.
Gotcha.
I also have UFO wreckage. So interestingly enough, we'll be seeing you guys on the way out, potentially in the next round, unless I get another site. I also have Alien Discretion and the Meyer Flask, the staples of any self-respecting alien investigation deck.
That's true.
Now here are your CP cards.
Okay.
The Conundrum.
Okay.
Puzzles Within Puzzles. Deadly Blur. That is motive. The Mechanic. That is affiliation.
Okay.
Ambush. a combat card.
Okay.
And last but not least, Rejuvenating Caves.
I think at this point in time, I think Deadly Blur is probably the best choice for me.
Probably is. That's a safe bet. So that's a final answer on that one?
That is a final answer. So Hosteen says that if you play that card, I get to ask you a wonderful question.
That's right. I mean, it's hard to bluff for this one now that you've seen every card in my hand.
True, but I gotta ask.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. So, all right. Yeah, I will not be playing any bluffs for this particular round. So let's head into investigation.
Let's send them all. Go, 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 go.
All right, you're sending all the agents, which means you have a grand total, if I'm not mistaken, you have 7 alien investigation. Is that right?
Let's see. Where was my sheet on this here? Yes, it's actually 9.
Oh yeah, because 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 has 3 alien investigations.
Yes,
I didn't know why I thought he had 1. Yeah, Hosteen has 2, Mulder has 4. So yeah, that is a lot of alien investigation. I'm just because I want to see some action, and I'm a sucker for some combat.
Okay.
I get a little bloodthirsty. I can't help myself.
Oh, that's fair.
I am going to play Deadly Blur.
All right, Deadly Blur it is.
Must have been an F.
So I will deduct 7 from my conspiracy pool, and that will take it down to 6.
Okay.
So the Deadly Blur, as I stated earlier, has a activator of motive sight, for which is one of the keywords found on UFO records. Any agent damaged by the Deadly Blur is placed in the hospital for the next 2 turns, regardless of how much health they have. Each opponent's long-range combat and close-range combat is reduced by 1 point.
Okay.
And last but not least, the Deadly Blur may use subterfuge combat cards.
Which is ambush, right?
Oh, yeah, you are correct. You are correct.
I remember a few things. The old brain still works.
Yeah, I had to think about because actually when I was putting these together, because I've told you it's like the way I put these adversaries in there. I make sure the combat cards complement the adversaries I've chosen.
Yeah, combat cards in general. The ambush isn't bad. The ambush.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Will I play it now? We'll find out. One way or the other, you're going to get a question though.
I'm going to get a question. Whether or not somebody's like hiding out in the hospital for a while is another thing.
Could be. So because each opponent's long range and close range is reduced by 1. That means Mulder will be attacking with 1 long range. 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬, if I'm not mistaken, has 4 long range, so he will be attacking with 3. Am I correct? Mm-hmm. So that's 4. And then with Hosteen, he will be attacking with 0 because it's reduced by 1. And remind me about Angela White. Does she have 2?
She has a long range of 1. So yes,
of 1.
She does. And so I'm just making sure that she didn't get any bonuses from doing that. So yes.
Right. Yeah, being on the same team as Mulder and all that. So it looks like you'll be applying 4 long range to this first round, if I'm not mistaken. So with that, I'm going to play Ambush for 2. And Ambush will play this card on any combatant with a subterfuge skill of +1 or that is capable of using subterfuge cards, of which the Deadly Blur is. The opposing side's long-range combat attack is negated for this round.
Uh-oh.
Whatever
will we do?
But the Deadly Blur has no long range, so therefore no one is damaged that round. Yep. So we then come into the close range combat round, for which Mulder will be attacking with 1, -1, and then 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 has 2 close range, if I'm not mistaken, so he'll also be attacking with 1. Albert Hosteen, again, only has 1 close range, so he'll be applying 0, and Angela White, again, she has 1 close range.
That's correct.
Alright, so you'll only be attacking with 2 for your close range, which will take the Deadly Blur's health down from 6 to 4. Meanwhile, the Deadly Blur will be attacking with 4 close range, in which he will be inflicting all of that upon Agent Fox Mulder. But Mulder has a health of 5.
He does.
He is still in this.
Yes, but you said that if he gets injured, he has to go away.
He still will be going to the hospital.
At the end of the run, right?
At the end, yes.
Gotcha.
But he still have any health to speak of.
Yeah.
So because the Deadly Blur is still standing with a health of 4, that means we're going to go into another round of close range, for which your team will be applying another 2 close range to the Deadly Blur, which will take his health down from 4 to 2. Meanwhile, the Deadly Blur will finish off Fox Mulder, so his health is now at 0.
Yep. And he goes over here. He's going to hang out over here.
So the Deadly Blur has 2 health remaining. So because Mulder is no longer participating in the combat, that means only 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will be applying his close range, which is going to take the Deadly Blur's health down from 2 to 1. Meanwhile, the Deadly Blur will be attacking Albert Hosteen with a total of 4 close range, which is enough to send Hosteen to the hospital.
Sorry, Albert.
Hello?
We're going to go over here, hang out over here for a little bit with your little buddy.
But hey, Albert, you got to play your token beforehand, so at least you contributed. However, the Deadly Blur has 1 sliver of health remaining. Just 1 sliver, for which 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will be able to finish him off in this final round of close range. But not before the Deadly Blur afflicts 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 with 4 damage. For which, while 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 does have a health of 5, he nevertheless has been afflicted with some severe burns, and for thus will also be taking a trip over to Johns Hopkins, their special burn unit, because that's a terrible, terrible burn. Literally and figuratively. For you, the end result is still a question, but it is going to hurt for the next couple of rounds, I'm afraid. It is going to burn for the next couple of rounds. Boom. Nevertheless, so that brings our combat to a close, and Angela White is still standing.
She is, and she can't do anything at that site by herself because she's just Angela White. So,
and she's
unfortunately, I cannot do anything at that site, but I do get to ask a question regardless because he used Deadly Blur.
So what will you be asking of my hidden X-Files?
Break out my little cheat sheet here. So we're gonna go with the result. I like the result.
We're going with results. You got it.
Let's see. Is it physiological?
It is not.
It is not.
I repeat, it is not.
It is not. Hey, I'll get to break out my very old man-sized thing. And actually, let me check my cards to see what I'm looking as far as this card before I start monkeying with this stuff.
Oh yeah, I need to do that too because I do have one too many. But before we exit this round, I'm going to play Rejuvenating Caves for 2, which will take my conspiracy pool down to 2. Rejuvenating Caves. Play this card next to the X-File you have chosen. Place 10 tokens on this card. Beginning on your opponent's next turn, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your conspiracy pool. The tokens become conspiracy tokens. When all counters have been removed, discard this card. Nice card. Very nice card.
Do you want to see what I'm discarding?
Yeah, of course.
Computer access denied because you have Burke.
I got burned for that.
And you know what, little Mr. Crew Cut Man. Oh, there we go. Crew Cut Man is going away.
Government pawn. All right.
So he's just going away because he's the small potatoes in that hand. So.
So it's interesting that the Crew Cut Man is a pawn, but Joseph Patnick is not a pawn.
That's true. That's
Go
true.
figure.
I think that's a very strange thing.
So because I did manage to play 3 cards that round, that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So therefore,
7.
No discard on my end. We'll pass it over to me, and I will draw my free card to begin the turn. As we know, Mulder has 2 res, but those will be used for purchasing cards. Meanwhile, Agent Tom Colton has a res of 2, and Agent Karen Kossoff and Chuck Burke each have a res value of 1, so that's 4. And unfortunately, Detective Manners, for while he has a great effect, he is lacking in these departments, so I will be generating 4 res. Let's see, I'll take 2 for Mulder, and I'll buy 2 more, and then I will add 2 to my resource pool.
The shotgun gets sold because,
of course,
who needs a shotgun? I mean, so but I am getting rid of a Nurse Owens for 6 as well. But don't forget, nothing in the discard pile is forever.
So yeah, 6 between the 2.
That's 5. That was 4. That's 6. That's 8. That's 10. And that's 12. Look at the tactile feel of beads. You're pushing little buttons. All this newfangled stuff. Nobody like that. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's buy 4 cards. So here's.
Seeing as this is my agent's first round, they do not require any healing at this time. For requisition phase, I double checking. Yes, I do not have any equipment in my hand, so therefore we will not be requisitioning any equipment. However, I did pull a sweet witness resource that I do want to play right now, and that is she still on there? Can you see her? Yes.
Yeah, I can see her. Exactly.
𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬, who adds 1 to my resource pool every time a keyword computer or bureaucracy card is played.
What's happening?
We have a mail from the OMS and RCF systems. They can't get the orbiter into attitude rotation. Temperature in the cabin is approaching 103 degrees, and they have downlink transmission problems. What happened to you?
I had an accident. What's their position?
Just over Eastern Africa.
Try patching them into the Seychelles tracking station.
All right.
Hang in there, OTC.
𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will be joining the team for the low cost of 3. However, Agent Tom Colton will be using his 1 token to pay for that, so 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will only cost 2. So that takes my resource pool down to 5. Well done, Colton. You have already contributed to this team, even though you're kind of a dick in the episode. And I say kind of a dick, he's just a total dick.
No, he's just, yes, he's a very dick.
Alright, so let's move into deployment. We're going to be sending everyone out to the field because, it's a party, and everyone's invited. It's almost like a breakfast club of agents here. Good lord. Oh, before we head into case assignment, I did pull another sweet card. Hard Evidence.
Hard Evidence.
I will be paying 2 for that card, which adds 5 tokens to my pool, so therefore my resource pool will climb from 5 to 8. So nevertheless, case assignment. We will be sending the team to UFO wreckage in Townsend, Wisconsin. And interestingly enough, we saw several agents get hauled out of there with some strange-looking burns along the way.
Mulder, I don't claim to know all the answers. But if we don't make the OPR inquest by tomorrow morning, there may not be any more X-Files.
Come on, man. Take it easy, guys.
All right.
I hope we fare better this time.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I gotta see if I have something to contribute to this.
This is a multi-site, as you very well know, Dave, from playing it just in the previous round, with the keywords motive, result, alien investigation, and bureaucracy. What? Bureaucracy? That means 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will be paying for that particular site, so my resource pool will maintain its total of 8. Bluff me if you dare.
Right. We will do that. There are going to be 2.
Got 2 bluffs for me, huh?
I do.
I will be playing Alien Discretion, for which I will play on a team about to investigate a site with alien investigation as a prerequisite. It's a safe bet I'm going for the alien investigation and not the bureaucracy. Same as with your previous round.
Yep.
Discard all cards assigned as bluff cards at that site. X equals the number of bluffs at that site. So the card costs 1, but because you have 2 bluffs on my site, I will be paying 3, and both of those bluffs are discarded. So let's take a look at what they were. So was I correct? Was 1 a true bluff? Ooh.
No, both of them. There's the bureaucracy, man, if you would have liked that. And to be honest, here you go.
That one would have hurt. That one would have hurt.
I do have 1.
You have 1 more card you want to play? All right.
I will pay the 5 to send someone to the hospital. You know, I got guys in the hospital. I need someone to come visit me because I'm afraid of it. So let's see. I will pay the full 5 for it. To see what happens here. There was 3, there was 4.
And how many does that leave? 8 in your conspiracy pool?
It does.
All right. I have choices. I'm going to assume you're sending Mulder because obviously he's got the majority of the alien investigation, and for which that would leave me quite a bit shy of alien investigation. There's not even a witness that could contribute enough alien investigation to keep me in this round, sans Mulder. So therefore, I will have to play 1 more card to counter that.
All right.
And as you recall from Hostein's previous round, I had 1 card in my hand that can remedy that solution, or remedy that situation, and that is the Erlenmeyer Flask.
There you go.
For which I will negate any 1 card played against your team during a bureaucracy or alien investigation skill check. And that card costs 4, but because it has the keyword bureaucracy, 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will be generating 1 RP, so that therefore will take 1 off of that cost, so that'll take my resource pool down from 5 to 2. Well, my friend, I have to commend you. That was not an easy round for me to get through. I did have to spend.
There are cards you don't have for the next round. So.
Yeah, there we go. But in the meantime, my team, having successfully investigated this site, has been awarded with either a motive or a result question. You asked a result question in the last round. I'm going to go motive this time. Okay. Dave, by any chance, is your X-Files motive survival?
No.
It is not.
It is not.
That will shave off several possibilities, but not enough for me to feel inclined to take a crack at your X-Files identity as of yet. The night is still young.
We go to the debriefing phase.
We do.
The cards to dump.
And once again, I'm sitting on 7 cards. So
I am sitting on 6.
Excellent. And with that, we'll pass it over to you.
That is actually a good card to get.
Oh, okay. Well, for what it's worth, yeah.
All right. Get that one. So we're going to do that. How many would you like to buy? Let's get 2. 2. Okay. Get 2 more to see what happens. So
I need to, So I'm trying to think what I want to do because it's like I do have stuff to sell, which is nice.
Buy a bunch of cards. I think you should buy a bunch. I think buy a lot.
I'm going to sell Hack into Government Files for 5, and that's going to be the only card I sell. Let's do this. I will add 1 to my conspiracy pool, and I'll take 4 cards. I will not quite overextend myself, but just a little bit.
You bought like 6. 6 is great. Everyone likes 6 cards.
And I will also be taking 2 tokens from Rejuvenating Caves to take my conspiracy pool up to 5.
You know, you got a lot of things to stop here, so you better stock up.
Let's head into your healing phase, which is the most important phase for this round.
Yes. Yeah. So Krychek goes down to 2, so he's getting a little bit back. Hostein, poor little Hostein. Well, actually, Hostein only has 3, doesn't he? So he goes down to 2. And Mulder goes down because he is a guy who's over 4. He gets down from 5 to 3. There you are. That was it. I can't requisition anything. Well, I'd have to.
Unless you have a field card.
Yes, and I.
Queequeg.
No, God, that stupid dog. That stupid dog. Here's a one breath for you. How about that?
There you go.
A little bit of one breath so I can get myself something.
Get something.
Get myself something I like.
Yeah.
Get myself something a little pretty. Play this card to search through your bureau deck and add any one event card to your hand. Show your opponent which card you have added. Shuffle your deck.
All right, and that's a 4.
That is a 4. Yes.
Too, but it's sweet because it's purple, so
it is purple. You can use it on both sides.
I feel like I've used it for more conspiracy rounds than RP cards, which is because it's Scully's father and all.
I'm playing a weird game, but yes. Unexplainable time loss.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick up on unexplainable time loss because I like that card.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And it gives me a good opportunity to shuffle this horrible deck because some of them were very poorly shuffled. I'm going to tell you that because when I looked at it and I saw where things were not in a good spot. Yeah, we'll get that. Okay, yeah, we're going to actually dump a couple of sites. We don't need those.
So we're debriefing now.
We are debriefing. Yes.
All right, which 2 are you dumping?
I'm Farmington, New Mexico, and Dead Horse, Alaska.
Ooh, 2 alien investigation sites.
Yeah, well, right now I can't investigate them anyway, so might as well get rid of them.
And I'll be discarding Peter Tanaka because your team's pretty good on observation once they're all out of the hospital. And I'm not feeling the mechanic right now because, his effect is he may use martial arts and subterfuge, and I already just burned the ambush card, so I'm feeling like I may not get as much bang out of him now that ambush card. Nevertheless, we'll pass it back to me, and I will draw my free card to begin this turn. I think what I'll do is I'll draw 2 for Mulder, and I'll buy 2 more, and then I will add 2 to my resource pool.
I'll buy 1.
For healing, obviously none of my agents are in need of healing at this time, so we'll move past that to requisition, and they're all in the field, and I don't have any of those. Well, actually, I do, but it's too rich for my blood right now. So we'll move past requisition into deployment. We'll be keeping the team deployed in the field as they are, and so with that, we'll go into case assignment, for which I will be sending the team to Folkestone, North Carolina. Another multi-site, Dave, with the keywords affiliation and motive, but it also has the keywords bureaucracy and behavioral. And Karen Kossoff will be using her token to pay for that keyword behavioral site. Meanwhile, Michelle 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 will be adding 1 to the resource pool because this has the keyword bureaucracy. So that takes my resource pool up to a nice 5. I await any bluffs you might have for me.
First of all, I actually don't have a bluff yet.
No bluffs.
But I do have the Amaru Urn.
All right.
Which the Amaru Urn says it's a 3 CP event that says place in the opponent's field. An occult adversary may be played as a bluff. It is treated as a bluff for all purposes. Mm-hmm. When revealed, the adversary may ignore any site activator restrictions, discard when a keyword occult investigation site is directed at you and investigated successfully.
Lord help me if you pull a Manitou.
Well, you do have a Berg.
I do have a Berg.
I still have to negate the Berg first.
Maybe that mailman delivery will come in sooner rather than later. I do not have any cards that I wish to play at this time, so I await any other cards you might have for me.
You are free to investigate.
Wow. I don't know if you can see, but I have some beads of forehead here, too. Needless to say, between my team, we had more than enough bureaucracy between between Mulder, Colton, and Kosif, with some padding left over just in case we were down one of them. So, nevertheless, let's move on to the question, for which I will be asking either an affiliation or motive question. I've already asked one motive question at this point. Do I want to go for another motive one or change this up? By any chance, is your X-Files affiliation government?
It is not.
It is not government. I can see fortune is not smiling upon me this evening like it was in a very recent game. But that's okay, because that means more game for us. Let's head into debriefing, for which I am, definitely going to have to get rid of some stuff here. Because I was expecting a bit more of a fight.
Biding my time.
Alright, I'm going to be discarding sinus cavity implant.
Aww.
I know. I really wanted to play it.
Put her on Angela White, and then she could have.
If she had investigated a site, but she's like, you know what? I knocked back too many screwdrivers the other night, so major headache. Don't want to do it, but gonna get rid of the conundrum and puzzles within puzzles. A lot of bluffs I had to say goodbye to, but as you said, there won't be much of a round this upcoming one. No. But anyway. What do you got? You discarded.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I am discarding.
Nice. All right. And with that, we pass it back to you.
So I get to draw a card because that's the one bonus of starting a round.
That's right. And you get the one res. You get the one
res. I do, and I do get the one res, which strangely enough is going to be very helpful in a second here. One res. There we go, Mike. I got a whopping 4. I'm living high in the hog. I'm not gonna buy anything else because I don't wanna.
Why don't we do this? I'm definitely gonna sell the Alien Stiletto for 5. That's a no-brainer. I'm also going to be letting go of near-death experience.
Well, there could be another one out there. You never know.
Smart. Between those two cards that I have that I have sold, that is going to get me 9. How about this? All right, so I'll take 2. Okay. So 2 cards.
Gotcha.
2 cards, and the remaining 7 will go into the conspiracy pool, for which was it 5? It was 5, right? Thank you for watching that. So that's going to take it up to 12, and Rejuvenating Caves is going to get me 2 more for 14.
It's great that you're using a bunch of conspiracy now.
Ooh, forgot to factor in that. Oh, there might get a little too close to the truth later on, right?
Later, but not yet.
Yeah.
We get to heal some guys first because we got to heal some guys. So Mr. Krychek is now free of wounds, but he can't do anything. Little Albert Hosteen is hanging out here. I think that's a 1. Inquest 1. I always hate those Inquest 1s. And none of them can come out yet, so they're not going to do that. I'm not requisitioning anything because I hate equipment. So. But that's actually not completely true, because there is one that I want to kind of play. It's the hospital crash card. For future times when you try to send my guys to the hospital, I don't like that.
Cold Blue crash card.
Crash card coming in.
Let's go.
All right, let's get an airway in.
Stay systolic. BP 80 over 60, dropping.
All right, let's go. Give me the panel. 200 joules. Clear? Clear.
So I'm going to pay my 4. Put my 3 little tokens on here to help myself in the future.
Yeah, definitely. No, keep the long game in mind, for sure.
And I have 7.
And the hospital crash card did sort of actually inform my decision just a little bit, because I'm going to get rid of Patnick, because, even if I get a guy in the hospital, it's like, he ain't going to be there for very long. Yeah. We'll pass it back to me, and I will once again draw my free card to begin the turn. We, of course, have Mulder's 2 res, and I will be using those to take 2 cards, but with the other 4 res that my team generates, we'll say we just get 2 cards. No, actually, no. Let's just do 1 card, and then put the remaining 3 in the resource pool.
You know, everybody has too many of these. There's Langley's everywhere. I'm going to throw.
He's a dime a dozen.
He's a dime a dozen. Grid pattern search gets him out of the garbage. We're fine.
True.
So I'm going to get a couple for him. I am then going to sell. I'll go buy. That's what I got.
All right. And so once again, my team is, top notch as far as their health is concerned. They've passed all their physicals. They're not ailing in any sense. So we'll move on to requisition. I do not have any equipment cards in my hand, field, bureau, hospital, or otherwise. So we will move over to deployment. We will be keeping the team deployed in the field as they are. And now, case assignment. Toss up which of these 2 would I like. They're both very nice places to visit.
But you wouldn't want to live there.
Paranormal activity notwithstanding. What say we send the team to New York City, New York.
Okay.
Which is yet another multi-site with the keywords affiliation and result.
Okay.
But it also has the keywords medical and behavioral. And Karen Kosif will be using, once again, her token to pay for that.
No bluffs today.
No bluffs. Let's head into investigation. We will be applying our behavioral skills to this site, for which Mulder has 3, Colton has 1, and Kosif has 3 for a total of 7. More than enough to meet the prerequisite for this site. And it does have that.
It's a 5, right?
It's a 5. I was just about to say, it does have that stipulation if you ask if the result is insanity, the skill check prerequisite is 4. So, you know what? Let's just declare that now. Should this site be successful, and just for the fun of it,
sure.
If this site is successful, I will ask if your result is insanity.
Okay.
So therefore, my prerequisite is 4.
Your prerequisite is 4.
Yes.
All right. That's fair.
At this point in time, do not wish to play any cards, so I wait any that you might have for me.
Well, I'm going to hope for things not to happen well, but remember when you got rid of a Patnick? I picked one up.
You did. Yes, you did.
So I will pay the 4. I will pay the 4 for that. I have 5, so I get to keep 1.
Yeah. So go ahead and read off his keywords.
So Joseph Patnick is his keywords are adversary, government, and phenomena. He is his activators of conspiracy results site, which you are playing.
Mm-hmm.
He is subtract 1 from all damage sources applied to this adversary. The long range combat round is skipped.
Mm-hmm.
He does 4 close round damage and has 4 health.
Indeed. So he is a very, very deadly opponent. And because he does subtract 1 from each of my sources here, only Mulder and Colton would be able to apply any of their skills to that. So, but thankfully, we won't have to venture down that path. For because I am holding on to good old hell money.
Hell money. Look at you,
which I will use to negate any 1 keyword phenomena card.
There we go.
Unfortunately, is the kryptonite of Joseph Patnick because he does.
It is, but who really runs with hell money?
What's this? Anybody recognize this? Looks like some kind of foreign currency.
It's called hell money. It's used as an offering during the Chinese Festival of the Hungry Ghosts.
Is it worth anything?
It's not money per se. It's a symbolic offering to the evil spirits and the ghosts for good luck.
Where would I get this hell money?
Well, there aren't a whole lot of places in Chinatown that sell it.
It's good.
I was like, I know Patnick's going to come up, so I was like, don't sell hell money. Do not keep it. You got it. This is a sign. It's a sign that you keep your hell money. You hold on to it. You save it.
That's true.
And it has proven a worthwhile investment for this round. I know you are only sitting on 1 CP at this point. It's a safe bet you do not have any other cards that you're able to play at this time.
Nothing I want to.
Once again, the team has prevailed, and they will get to take a crack at your X-Files result. And we have already stated that I will be asking Dave, is your X-Files result insanity?
It is not.
It is not. We're whittling down. We're getting there, slowly but surely. But there are still, at this time, so many possibilities left. Even with 3 questions, I haven't quite, maybe about halfway through the 41 possibilities. Let's go into debriefing and get rid of some stuff here.
6. I have 6.
And unfortunately, it's my Lula Phillips card that I needed a couple rounds ago. Unfortunately, now I drew it. A little too late.
You don't need it.
Day late, dollar short, or in this case, 5 CP short. Gonna have to get rid of this nice little combat card, I'm afraid. Much as I wouldn't mind playing another combat card. I pass it over to you, Dave.
Alrighty.
Well, the team's coming back together.
They are. The band's getting back together. So first of all, I get my one wonderful RP for the Angela White show. We'll put that over there, like right there, so you can see it. I'm gonna draw the 1 card for whatever, and I'm not buying anymore because
you need it. You need every RP you can get your hands on at this point.
I do. Okay, but would you like to sell your cards?
Yeah, I need to sell.
Nobody
like you, I can spare a Langley. I feel like I'm good for it. So yeah, we'll just get the 2 cards from that. We shall see.
That's fair.
And back to you.
All right, back to me. Well, people get to heal up now because, well, that's 1, that's 2, and they're healed.
All back, baby.
I don't want any more equipment. Equipment's garbage. Still garbage. Other than this this hospital crash cart.
Why don't we deploy your team finally?
We are deploying them all back out in the field because they've been like cooped up and a little bit of cabin fever. They need to get out.
All work and no play makes 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬 a dull boy.
That is true. I am going to spend my Mulder token to play. This is I believe it's the Women's Health Clinic in Richville, Maryland. It has a subterfuge 4 prerequisite. It is a motive question.
And I will be placing 1 bluff on that there site.
Sounds good. I'm not going to it.
You're not going to it?
Why would I go to it? I got 1 CP. I got 1 RP. I got nothing.
Well, that's good because I can set, because I'm going to have to, I would have to unload some stuff from my hand, but that means that site remains in play and the bluff will be there should you decide to.
And here we go. And my little proxy for you. There we go.
Perfect.
I'm going to go back there anyway. I just need more RP to do it.
Okay. Yeah. A little bit more would help.
Just a little.
Yeah.
They can gain at least they get me something next turn. I've been hobbled for like 3 turns.
That is the only site, and therefore we will be refraining from investigating, which means we will move into the debriefing once again.
Debriefing it is.
All right. Do you still have 7 or less?
I still have 6.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I have 6. Yeah.
All right, and now we pass it back to me once again. Let's see if my team can prove successful with yet another site investigation, and I have thus drawn my free card to begin this turn. And I feel like I could stand to get a little bit more RP this time, so I think I'm just going to take the 2 for Mulder, and I'm going to put the rest in the pool, so that's going to take it up to 8. So, friend in the FBI, play this card in your bureau. Place 10 tokens on this card. During your briefing phase, you may take up to 2 tokens from this card and place them in your resource pool. The tokens become resource tokens. When all tokens have been removed, discard this card. And this card costs 2, but one of the nice things about Friend in the FBI is you can take the 2 tokens and pay for it. So therefore my Friend in the FBI will only have 8 to start with.
I will sell nothing.
Nothing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, let's head over to the healing phase. And once again, my team is, top notch. I did pull an equipment card that I'll go ahead and requisition now because otherwise I'd have to discard something at the end. I have a dried frog.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which adds 1 to the agent's health. It has the activators Field and Believer, so therefore it only may be attached to an agent who is a believer. And
Gotcha.
Chuck Burke is indeed a believer, and so I will be increasing Chuck Burke's health from 3 to 4 with a dried frog.
Alrighty.
Yep. The other logic I had in including that card is that it has a keyword healing. So if I requisitioned it, at a time that maybe, say, Chuck has a sinus cavity or something like I did in my recent game,
it would negate it. Yeah,
it would negate it. So for deployments, once again, the team will all be remaining in the field, and this time for case assignment, we'll be sending them to Steveston, Massachusetts, which is a mono site with the keywords result and behavioral.
Oh, just a question. Did you pay for the frog?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. Thank you for reminding
me. No problem. Yeah, no. That's I every chance I can get at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then the card is from Mulder.
Yeah, but because let's see, Karen can pay for one of those two. But you know what? Mulder has not used any of his 3 tokens as of yet. So I'm going to use one of Mulder's 3 to pay for that, and we'll save Karen's token this time. All right, so we are all caught up on our payments, and so I have 6 RP in my resource pool at this point.
Sure.
And I await any bluffs you might have.
I have no bluffs for you.
No bluffs.
What's the prerequisite again, or the?
It's a behavioral, but between Mulder and Kosov, they're each applying 3. Colton's applying 1.
Yeah,
so,
sending 1 wasn't going to kill it. So
even laser barrier's not going to be enough. No matter how you slice it. Yeah.
They're gone.
Nevertheless, we have once again prevailed, and our team will be awarded a results question. Woot woot!
Results! Hooray!
Result is, Dave, by chance, your X-Files result physiological?
It is.
It is! Huzzah! So now, that leaves us with only a few remaining possibilities.
It does.
It would appear we have ruled out evolutionary as an affiliation. If I'm not mistaken, it would appear that I have narrowed you down to 3. Oh, I think I did scratch. Yeah, I did scratch off 1 mistakenly. So yeah, glad I double checked that. So no, it's not 3. I actually have you narrowed down to 4 possibilities.
25% chance.
25, and I've done better with more, but that was a fluke. For sure.
Debriefing time? You gonna dump some cards?
Yep. Keeping. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Squeeze. Much as I want to hold on to it and see what it can do, but that doesn't mean I don't have other stuff to work with. Though.
No.
Don't breathe easy just yet.
I mean, I'm living on my wonderful one RP and my 1 CP, so I'm prepared for anything.
Yeah. Good man. And I'll pass it over to you now, and let's see what your team can do.
Okay, so let us take our 1 card to see what starts this whole thing. And I will get my resource points, which looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4 total. And I get to buy 2 cards because of more, which is what I'm going to do. And that's all I'm going to do. Because I do have a wonderful little site out there. Yes, go ahead and sell.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to sell good old shotgun for 6. The Primo conspiracy fodder. Let's split. 3 in the pool, 3 cards.
Got it.
Oh, blue plate. Nice.
Yay! Awesome. What do you got?
Play this card and flip over the next card on your bureau deck. If that card is playable this turn, you may do so for 0 cost. If you do not play it this turn, move the card to the discard pile. So, because I'm the conspiracy player this round, the card must therefore be a conspiracy card in order to be playable. And it is.
Oh, it is.
Injured relative. A bluff. All right.
Agent Scully,
What is it?
your sister's in critical condition.
Scully? Scully, wait. Scully! Scully, wait! Scully!
I have to go there, Mulder.
You can't go.
That bullet was meant for me.
If they're trying to kill you, that's the first place they're gonna look.
Those bastards.
All right, so I'll put that one in my hand. But should you decide to play a site, you can probably expect it a minimum.
There's already a site out there, so.
Yeah, it's true. If we're going to venture back to that one, perhaps, or try our luck at a new site.
Let's see. All right, send them. See what happens. They're all going to your.
Oh, we're going back to the same old site?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool, and it's already bought and paid for, which is nice. All right, so we still have this one bluff here from earlier. But yeah, I'll go ahead and throw the injured relative down there because I have to get rid of it if I don't play it this round. So
and it would have to be played on top of the other one, so it has to be exposed first, right?
Indeed. Yeah.
All right, who do you want to send home?
All right. Well, it is subterfuge.
Subterfuge 4. So
Crytek's obvious one.
Crytek will hang out. I still have the subterfuge 4 though.
He's got to go beat up Skinner in the hospital, so that's why he's not going to be able to make this investigation. Osteen's got a couple.
Yeah, he does.
Mulder's got one.
Hang on, where's my cheat sheet? Yeah, they might not enough. They might have enough.
One shot, if I'm not mistaken.
You paid for that, right?
No, it's blue plate, so I didn't have to.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. We'll do this then.
Oh, yet another Langley. Okay, so injured relative is out.
Yep.
And that is your second Langley.
And it's also my signed one.
That's the signed one. Oh, you know what? I forgot to. I have one too, and I just I always forget to include it. You know, nice little flex you got there.
So Crytek still actually did not go away. He's like going to stay in the
he's
frame.
still in it. However, we still have one more bluff on that site.
We do. What's that other bluff?
And it is Detective Thompson.
All right, we're looking at bureaucracy, huh?
And Detective Thompson, because he was face down, will subtract dose from my conspiracy pool.
Well, yeah, that's the perils of playing with an ancient deck is not knowing what exactly playing this is not going to help it. So if I play this, I play this and go searching for something. I'm searching for something.
You're searching.
But you know what? Street contacts. We're gonna go take a look.
Let's do it. We have
the worst case scenario is I have stuff for next turn.
Didn't expect you here till after visiting hours.
There was a man. He took Scully's blood.
Forget him.
Get that gun out of my face.
This high-capacity compact 6-hour 40-caliber weapon is pointed at your head to stress my insistence that your search for who put your partner on that respirator desist immediately.
You ignore my call for help and you expect me to do what you say.
You got him killed. You got her killed. That's not going to happen to me. You're my tool. You understand? I come to you when I need you.
Yeah, Senator Matheson isn't going to get you that, but
no, I don't care. No, it's like I'm actually looking for the thinker so I can get some more CP so I can stop you.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. You're in here somewhere, Mr. Thinker. There you are. But I do have him now. He's not going to do much for me this round. I don't have anything that I can really do to bump that up or do whatever I need to do. I can't get by the bureaucracy, so and those are all just things I need later. So yeah, that unfortunately I do fail that. I don't get to go there.
All right, so. Detective Thompson did not like the cut of your jib. It's unfortunate he doesn't have the keyword bureaucracy because of Michelle ģenerū. Yeah,
actually, I'm surprised he doesn't.
He doesn't. He's got primordial, but yeah. I mean, the bureaucracy is all caps in the text, but nope, it's not a keyword.
Hopefully, with any luck, I can actually sell some stuff and make make something happen here because.
Oh, I thought I had 7. Oh, I gotta play something. So I meant to hold on to this, but I'm just gonna play Nasty Surprise. But unfortunately, it's gonna be face up, which means I'm only gonna get 2 added.
But
to
as
my
long as if you're gonna lose it, you might as well use it.
Yeah, because like I thought I could have sworn I had 7, so I didn't play. Because I'll save it for another round.
All right, so now that is shuffled. I have the thinker in my hand.
You got the thinker. The poor man's Langley.
Yeah. And so that was me on my turn. I will then get rid of we're debriefing at this point, right?
Yep, debriefing. I got 7 now that you played that last card.
Okay, so I dumped on unexploitable time loss since that didn't happen. So,
Back to me now.
Yep.
All right, let's draw that free card. Oh, good. Wait. Yeah. Free the FBI for 2, and Mulder's 2. I'm gonna do 3 cards and add 1 plus the friend in the FBI's. Just take it up to 9.
Okay.
Oh, but I'm getting Mulder's 2, 1, and 2 more. I'm going all in because who knows? This might be
it. Well, it could be. Yes, because I am going to. Oh, it's my turn to sell?
It is your turn to sell, indeed.
There we go. Selling the Kalasari. Yeah, selling the Kalasari. There we go. We'll sell the Kalasari. Right. We are going to hang on to that. I'm going to evasive maneuvers. We'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of some thinkers. So looks like a total of 11. So
good stuff. Good stuff.
So for a total of 11, we'll see what we can do. And we will go 10 and 11. Okay. So now there we go. And let's see how many we can have.
11 CP. Buy anything?
Yeah, I have to. Otherwise we have problems. I will buy 4 and see what happens.
All right, so healing. Once again, my agents are top notch on their health. Let's head into requisition. I did get 1 equipment, but it is a field one, but I'm not going to requisition at this point. It's not even. So for deployment, let's keep them all out here. This could be the last one per chance, if fortune should smile. For case assignment, we're going to send them to Mostow's studio in Washington, D.C., so close that they don't even need to make a stop at Lariat Car Rentals on the way. And so Mulder will be paying for this site with one of his remaining tokens. He still has 1 token left to pay for a site. Gotcha. And this is, again, a mono site with the keywords method and behavioral.
Okay, and what's the skill check?
It's behavioral 4, and as we know from previous investigations, I'm sitting on 7 in behavioral between Mulder, Colton, and Karen Kosov.
Okay.
Bluff me, sir, if you dare.
Sadly, I cannot. The distribution is not to my benefit right now. So
it says finally distributed as a premier starter deck, right?
A little bit better than that. A little bit better than that. But it's just there are things that there's well, let's see. Actually I forgot about the Emerald Urn. But
it's still there. It's a resource.
It is still there. And we're gonna do this then. Yeah.
Oh, but I think, for good measure, as you're going to do that, I'm going to play Good Fortune because I really I think maybe I've only played this once.
Sure.
But I really want to play Good Fortune. It's promo.
Sure.
So once this card is played, only the investigating player may play events while investigating the site, except for events, which would negate this card. Discard this card, and the site card is discarded, and that's going to take my resource pool down from 9 to 7.
That's fair.
All right, so no events. All right. Nope. But did you decide what you wanted to do about the urn yet?
Yeah, no, I played my bluffs.
Oh, I didn't see those.
I'm sorry.
For whatever reason, I didn't see. Oh, yeah, there's 2. I've got 7 in the behavioral skill department from Mulder, Colton, and Karen Kosov. Got 7 It's a nice bit of padding. Let's see those bluffs.
Well, the first one is
Oh, yeah.
Harry Roberts.
Roberts, and she is a cult.
She is a cult. So she's going to attack you unless you would like to do something.
Yeah, what does she? How much does she cost?
She's only a 3, but she's treated as a bluff for all purposes, so it's only 2.
Yeah, me too. All right, she is a cult, so let's use Chuck's token to negate that.
It's called the booty. Holy ash. Technically, it's known as an apport. Something that materializes out of thin air.
Wait a second, nothing just materializes out of thin air.
You've read the Bible? You remember the story about Jesus creating the loaves and the fishes?
Yeah, but that was a parable.
In 1979, I witnessed a guru named Sai Baba create an entire feast out of thin air.
Too bad you didn't take a picture. You could have run it through your computer and seen the entire Last Supper.
So, I'm down.
Manitou.
One down. The Manitou. Dun, dun, dun.
And that'll be worth 5 for me.
Yeah.
That's the last ditch. That's why I figured I might as well give it a shot and see what happens.
Hit me with those keywords and game text.
All right, the Manitou stalks his prey. Keywords: adversary, occult, and creature. Conspiracy motive site, but it doesn't matter because of the Amaru urn. Any agent wounded by the Manitou may not heal wounds until a healing card is successfully played on them. There is no long-range round. Well, actually, yes, it says there's no long range. There's a 6. He has a 6 close range, and he has 8 health.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just giving it a shot to see what he can do.
Yes. All right. So in place of combat, I'm going to use one of Detective Manners' 2 tokens.
You're going to look for the occult, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's 8, and like I said, it's something I had to do to.
You had to take a shot because you knew this was going to be possibly the last round. I would have done the same thing. All right, so but it was nice. You got rid of Burke's token on the easy one, and then
that's why I played it first. I was like, I'm not going to give you the Manitou for free.
Yeah. Oh, I know it's in here. It's that's the one you just discarded.
Yeah.
𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬.
Yeah.
Yep. So the 𝐗-𝐅i𝐿, which will take my resource pool down to 2, negates 1 occult creature.
It does.
It's over for now. It's okay. But you must be careful. It knows you.
So Manitou is goodbye.
Goodbye, Manitou. Whoo! Would not want to come across that one in a dark alley, especially on a full moon. All right, so, pray tell, do you have any other cards you'd like to hit me with?
I do not, so you're free to go.
Oh, well then, let's make this count because, I think however I slice it, I'm going to only be scratching off 2 with this method question. Dave, by any chance, is your X-Files method manipulation?
It is.
It is. And for that, I have now knocked you down to 2, as I've stated. 2 possibilities. All right. So actually, there's a slim chance you might live to fight another round, provided fortune is not on my side.
We got a coin flip, but
enough coin flip this. Oh, definitely, for sure. I mean, let's and then that way we'll have a little more time in the post game chat to shoot the breeze. So let's see. Out of the 2, what am I feeling? All right, I kind of lean. I like that one a little bit more, just based on episode preference. So I'm going to ask Dave. Is your X-File .com?
It is.
It is .com.
.com.
And that, my friends, is the end of this nicely played game. It has been a pleasure, Dave.
Well, thank you.
This is the part where the confetti rains down on me, as I usually do. So, yep.
Yeah, the Deadly Blur was very fortunate, and being the fact that it knocks people into the hospital regardless of health. Because Krychek could have stayed out, which would have been nice. But if he didn't, and then I got a little bit of a bum. I was like, I'm looking at this going, all the good cards. Every time I did a search, all the good cards were at the bottom.
And because of that, I want to ask, pull up your next few cards. I want to see if those are like maybe the bluffs that you were after.
Yeah. So I had in my hand, I did have my Stephen Williams signed X that I was
sweet.
I had, once again, remember I said I drew 4 cards. I drew 4 sites.
4 sites.
And I had Crew Cut Man, which was method, but he wasn't going to be enough to do anything.
No, he only picks 1 agent. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it wouldn't have been enough. So let's see what we got here as far as the next one would have been Jose Chung, which would not have helped out in this first one.
Yeah.
There's my signed Frohickey.
Frohickey. Nice. Did you get Braidwood to sign it at GenCon?
Yeah, no, that was signed at X Expo.
You got a nice modicum of signed cards. Mad respect.
Oh, of course, the one I was really looking for.
Yep.
Diane let me play things for free. Stiletto on the bottom. Yeah, I see there's my Dark Angel, which I used with that. I use that with Diane Deverlitz. So,
yeah. I only use Dark Angel in like basic game because like I can pay for it in basic because I don't have.
Oh yeah, no, that's why it's like if I can get Die Hand, but since Die Hand is also an event, I could have pulled it and just done it. But it was still, you still had Burke out there. So with Burke out there, Burke was kind of like until I found my mailman, which where the hell is my mailman?
Yeah, that is the question.
Well,
oh my gosh, the mailman was my very next card. I just flipped up the top there. I mean, for me, so I would have played him next round, but I guess there wouldn't have been anything to steal from you,
unless you could have stolen a Mulder token.
Yeah.
Mailman. Oh, here we go. Mailman. Yeah. There's mailman.
How far down that was near the bottom, wasn't it?
That was probably halfway through the deck. And to be honest, mailman and Too Close to the Truth were on top of each other. So here's
that was lucky on my part.
Yeah, here's the grouping of the cards that I had. Mailman, Grid Pattern Search, Too Close to the Truth, Near Death Experience, another Grid Pattern Search, and then another mailman.
On that. So it was like it really did boil down to that combat card, which thank goodness.
Yeah, no, I mean it does, that's what it is. It's like you get that 1 in 120 chance.
But again, it's like the combat cards. Like I put them in there because they can the select combat cards and the select adversaries. Like again, it's the mechanic. That one could have also used subterfuge as well. So it was kind of like like a lot of the adversaries are in here because they can work with the combat cards I put in there. The fast strike could help out. Pretty much like every adversary would benefit from the fast strike, no matter which adversary played. So it's kind of one of those things.
There's nothing to go dig out a combat card though. That's the thing. Unless you is there. So but then again, would you put that in there just to do that? Because now you're looking for a second card in a haystack.
Yeah, I did write a card that could do that for that Dax made. But yeah, I believe you're correct that there is not one for drawing one. No, there isn't. I guess that's why I made it. I don't want to repeat when I write these cards. I don't want to repeat an existing skill.
Barring first aid, the first aid is the only one that I actually like. And if I have it, it's like a one and done. But the medical treatment, I'd rather take medical treatment and then at least protect myself from the Manitou. That's the one because like I said, when I was playtesting, playtesting this deck. So this deck did officially it got like draws. That's what it got. It got draws. It wasn't played. But when it went against when they went against Dead Man's Party, it's weird because Dead Man's Party seriously, it's like all of a sudden it's like Lamanna did the stuff that Lamanna's in the Dead Man's Party. You know that enough because I've been talking about it. But he ended up looking at the hand, taking Deep Throat, using Deep Throat against myself, and then it's like the rest of the guys did their thing, and I'm like, okay, and I'm just looking at it, and then Unexpected Call popped out. They burned all their as I burned my own stuff against myself, and I'm going, all right, burn out everything, and I'm sitting on 12 resource points, and he just goes 0, 12. Here you go. I'm like, God. He asked about like the Dead Man's Party deck asked about seven questions by the time I asked 4. And that was a pretty good. That's why I was like the end of the playtest. I'm like, this clearly works as a deck.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to go toe to toe with it.
It's number 6. So unless you roll a die,
we get there all in good time. So do you want to see like some of the stuff I had? in my hand. I drew a lot for that last round.
Yeah.
But
oh, nice. 2 of them at once?
Yeah, well,
I only have one in the deck.
Like the round, like the second round, like my second round, it came up. And then this one just came up in this last, like this most recent poll. I was like, oh, I have not had both of them in my hand at one time. But I also had invasive maneuvers. I could have played that to take care of the Manitou as well. But I was like, you know what? I have manners, and he's cheaper. You know.
Oh yeah, he's cheaper. Yeah, because I had basically burned all the.
Oh, and you know what else I had in my hand? But I also had Chester Bonaparte. But I was like, you know, he's fodder as well. So.
He is. I'd rather burn him than anything else. I just usually don't even put him in the deck. He's floating around somewhere. I know he's in my binder somewhere.
It would have been cool to play that though, because now that I'm thinking about it, because again, I only put him in there just to sell him. I don't actually usually plan on playing him unless I guess I'm in a real pinch. But that would have been able to give me like 2 questions, and I wouldn't even had to take the shot. 50-50 shot. I would have been over. So oh well. To take a guess at what you think my X-File might be. I know there's a lot of possibilities.
Colin Henderson.
Colin Henderson. No, he was he was just with the last game I played with 𝐗-𝐅i𝐥e𝐬. Is that right? You were actually in the right ballpark. You had the right episode, but it was Alien Abductors.
The Alien Abductors.
Yeah, 2 X-Files from Fallen Angel. So good episode.
Which is strange, because I know that if you're picking, and I would have had an affiliation shot, I would have gone with an Alien anyway. So.
Oh, you wouldn't have gone evolutionary, just playing the numbers.
I like going.
Oh, and that reminds me. That takes me to the question I had that I wanted to run past you.
Yeah,
I didn't include the card in my deck because I was like, it's kind of one of those things where, well, I'm not sure if it came up with Deadly Blur. Well, let's see what you decide. Interestingly, it's from Deadly Blur being from the Fallen Angel episode.
Yeah.
The combat card I had in question is also from the Fallen Angel episode, which almost is kind of like an argument in its favor. But Energy Strike. Okay. So Energy Strike, play on any alien or evolutionary adversary to add 3 to any long-range combat skill check. If the adversary does not have LRC skill, this card gives it a 3 for this round. Now, you know the Deadly Blur has NA.
Yeah. But it says it does, but does it say skipped?
It does not say skipped for Deadly Blur. You remember you guys get first crack at Deadly Blur. It has NA though.
Yeah.
As opposed to 0.
Yeah, because it just says that it does not have. I think it would add 1. I think it would add 3.
Yeah, and the thing is as my understanding of it, and this was kind of more of a recent thing that I actually realized the difference between the 0 and the NA is the 0 means there's a possibility that you could play certain combat cards that could add to it. The 0 means that there is a chance you could.
Yeah, but I think they changed things as Truth Is Out There came out because they had something along the lines of some of the NAs. The NAs and 0s were almost interchangeable to some extent. So I know who's the guy that I always forget the creepy old dude that Gates, is it Gates?
Oh, Simon Gates, Believer. Yeah,
Agent. Simon Gates, like he's got a 0, but it doesn't say that it's skipped. He just doesn't have a long. He's got to be close to do it.
Yeah, it's what it means. Like if the game effect does not say the long range combat round is skipped, then you will play a long range round, even if it says NA. So like the Manitou, for instance, it doesn't say long range is skipped, so we would get a first crack at him in long range before he gets a chance to attack. And that was kind of the thing that's like, oh, I used to have 2 Manitous in my deck every time, but then it's ooh, the team does get to attack in long range? Oh, crap. Well, that changes everything. While you have that no one's so paranoid out, could I trouble you to hold it up to the camera again and show the audience the
the signed one? No, signed ones are different. Yeah, signed one that actually signed on the back, and these are clear backs, so it's not one that's in my deck. But the one that I have is this one. Oh yeah, best bet is probably this. This is probably the best way to do it.
There you go. So that's, for the audience who can't read that, go ahead and tell them who's on there.
That's Dean. Dean Agnew himself. So, and that's
who's above that.
Or that's just. He wrote something. It says, I don't know. It says, Hanid Gunman Rule. That's all he says. He says, so I don't know what Hanid is, but the fact is it says Hanid gunman rule.
They
so
do.
I don't know.
I
don't know what kind of crazy language he was doing at that point, but yeah, that's that one right there. I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of the ultra rare agent cards as far as those either. I don't think the ultra. I think the Mulder looks weird. He looks like he jumped out of a James Dean movie.
And it didn't help that was the image they used for the pewter. Unfortunately, it's like
the pewters look. If they weren't rare, they're hideous.
They're
hideous. They're just, they're rare. I don't know. I really never saw one. I think they had one in a case. I think they had one. Actually, they did physically have. They had a bunch of decent stuff at GenCon in the case, because it was a very small convention back then. Back then, it was in Milwaukee, so it was Milwaukee is nothing like Indianapolis. Yeah, GenCon back at Milwaukee days. It's like, I mean, it was a small little convention center. Milwaukee was nice. It wasn't overly crowded. GenCon in Indianapolis is nuts. I mean, there's no way. I mean, if I was demoing there, I was very busy demoing at GenCon back in '97. But this one, I look at it today and I'm like, oh, there's no way I'd want to demo. I got a buddy of mine that demos every year. Goes out there, gets like exhibitor badges just so he demos. But I'm like, no, I don't.
From Bolingbrook, that's 2 hours?
About 3 hours to get to Indy. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's not bad. It was only about to get from. I was in Arlington Heights back when I went to GenCon up in Milwaukee, and that's only like an hour. It's because it's in Milwaukee. So
let me ask you your best memory of GenCon '97 was what were like? Obviously playing against Dave May. Although he hasn't been at that time he wasn't elevated to the status he holds now amongst the. No,
but he was still the guy that it's like if you knew Dave May, he was like, hey, you know this guy. He's like seems like he's giving away these ultra rares and stuff like that. So you had all the people that were kind of like sidling up to say, hey, you got that extra no one's so paranoid? Whatever. Like, no, don't spend it all in one place and throw it out at you.
How did he not take out an eye with that? I mean, I get the corners aren't that sharp, but still.
He was whipping them out in the crowds and all that, but it's like, so yeah, you just like start yelling and whipping them out of the booths, and people like, what the hell is this? I don't. It's like half the people didn't even know what the game was. It wasn't exactly like barnstorming game. It wasn't like it was like everybody knew it. It wasn't Magic. Magic was, and that's still back in the
X-Files. And I mean, any people at sci-fi conventions, they're
their booth was nice. Their booth, like I think you've heard Dave Frank talk to Mike and Matt about that. Like they had this big giant custom booth that was cut in the shape of an X. They just raised it, and it's like it was divided out, and it was like and then they had the gaming tables all around it, and a little in the middle. I remember they had like the boot, they had some of the Scully cards in there. They had like some of the stuff like there's the posters, and I think they had one. I think they had the pewter. I think they had one of the pewter cards in there, but it's been a while, so I can once again confirm nor deny that. But that's what I believe was the case.
So since that was 97, you were attending, so they didn't have the GenCon cards at that point because those were
not at that one. Those were the 96. So yeah, I know that people had them. I think Dave had one he was wandering around with, but and I thought one was in the case. But I was just a 20-something that was like just went up to GenCon on a whim, and while there. Got pulled into demoing just so I could, and then I'm like, because I knew more than some of the demo guys, and it just happened to be, it's like, all right, you played this for 6 months, and hey, you wanna just demo for us, and then that turned into like, hey, you're gonna play in the tournament, you're gonna do this, hey, you want to go out and get Thai food, so yeah, and then they brought me and Mike back the next day with as attendee or as exhibitors. So I actually have an exhibitor badge from '97 too. I guess they were just swamped. I think it was any port in a storm. If it would have been some like random schmo other than myself that came up, they would have also said, you know what, you're hired. Come over here. We need somebody, because they had, like, Dave was running a lot of demos. So he was running a lot of the demos, and it's like, so, and then they're like, well, you got to do the basics. And they're like, I don't like doing the basics. I don't think I've ever, the demos were probably the only time I ever played a basic. So this, of course, is my operations manual for the agent. And yeah, it basically tells us how to be good little agents and do our little things and be an advocate for USPC.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, yeah, of course, that was nice. But that was one of the things they sent me. They sent me this thing because they said that here's the thing that I can have demos here, put it in the store window.
Is that like, yeah? Wait, did someone sign that?
No.
Or is that just, oh, okay.
I don't know.
It just is USPC. Okay.
Yeah, USPC.
A signature for a moment.
There you go. So, and that one's, but yeah, that's my little demo thing. So I was like, yeah. So I'd go to game stores and do that. And of course, they gave me this cool shirt.
I have that.
Says X-Files, and then they got the agent on it.
Yep. Oh, I don't have that. I have just the one that has
the special agent program from USPC Games, and
nice.
Actually, it still fits considering the fact that I'm about 75 pounds heavier than I was when I was a kid. This is unrelated, but I think it was good since you like tunes so much.
Yeah.
Oops, where'd it go? It's a film cell.
Oh, sweet!
An actual film cell. I don't know where I got it.
From Squeeze, right?
Yeah, it's from Squeeze. So it's actually from the episode. It's like
awesome.
They just sliced them up, and I think they end up selling them at like, I forgot. There was a collectible company that sold them.
That is some nice bling there. If you got any, even if it's not X-Files CCG, I want to see it because I love seeing X-Files.
Yeah. I collected the trading card game, and I got all the comic books. So they had all the comic books. There's like about 100 of them. Well, there's probably more than that. I've got all the I got pretty much like when they were doing the tops ones where they did the shows. And then they did that when they were doing all the shows, and then they did that. They have alternate covers and stuff. I got the Rolling Stone covers, of course.
Yeah.
I got a big box.
Wish they didn't go belly up on that because I was really hoping to see a lot more episodes get adapted into comic form, especially like Home.
Oh yeah,
that would have been great.
I don't know if they would ever done Home though. That would have been a tough one to pull off.
So that in the back of some, do you have the single issues or like the collectible?
Yeah, no, I have the singles. So I have all the singles.
Issues 32, 35, and 41. If you go to the Gray Matters letter column at the very back, you will see 3 letters written by me.
That's nice.
So yeah, I would have been like 13, 14 at that time. So my questions are just like stupid kid fan questions. And because I was like, like kind of doing like a pseudonym sort of thing, like I changed my name to like from the PH to the V, just because I was like, like Mulder did MF Luder, and I was like, I'm just gonna put Steven with a V, but same last name and all that too. But I was
that's gonna fool everybody.
Yeah, I know. So it's like, but yeah, if you go check those out, you'll see these really stupid letters that I wrote them at 14, 15, cool. Just because I was like, yeah, it'd be cool if you guys did this or do that, put Marita in an episode or something like that. So yeah, I was just, being a obnoxious kid. But hey,
that's what kids do.
And with that, I'll sign us off. So Dave, thank you very much again. And thank you everyone for watching. And be sure to tune in next time for another exciting episode of Alien Investigations.